Hi friends, this is Carmen. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. You've come on a great time because today I'm going to be doing the year in review of 2022. It was a very eventful year for me and Rosie. And I'm going to talk a little bit about 2023 and what I have planned for the channel and for myself going into the new year. Okay, so lots of exciting stuff. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about 2022. You probably know that the biggest thing that happened to us was our move from Arizona to Florida back in May. It had been something that we had been planning and had been in the works for quite a long time. We had prayed about it for quite a long time, and it was something really that you know, God just laid on our hearts that this was going to be a good thing for us. And so there we went, you know, across the United States. But one of the things that I had to do prior to that was really downsize my collection. I had probably over 150 plants in my little 2-bedroom apartment. That's between inside the apartment and the balcony. And I could not bring all of those plants with me. It was just physically impossible for me to do that. So while I was moving out of the apartment into temporary housing at my parents' house, I did give quite a bit of it away, but I gave it away to people that I knew, like the neighbors I had there at the apartment. And a lot of them went to my son. Majority of my balcony collection went to my son. He's taking care of them, him and his wife. And so I'm keeping up with the progress of those succulents and cacti is what I mainly gave him. But the rest I took to my mom's, and I set up camp there for the plants in her breakfast nook and her living room. And I did give you a video tour of that. And she actually loved it. But the 3 months or so that I spent there, it gave me an opportunity to really think about what plants was I really going to take with me and what plants I was going to leave with my mom. And she got quite a bit of them. I left the rest of my aglaonema collection. I came with no aglaonemas. Can you believe that, after having so many of them? And, you know, a lot of my Monstera siltepecana, a lot of my Sansevierias, things like that I left with her. Again, knowing that they would be well taken care of and I would, you know, get regular updates on them. I think that was probably the one factor that was very, you know, comforting to me, because I was, you know, these were my babies, you know, and I wanted to make sure that they went to homes that were going to take care of them, that other plant people that were really going to take care of them. And so between my neighbor, my son, and my mom, I knew they were all going to be taken care of. Later on, once I arrived here, my mom did send me some cuttings of some of the plants I left behind. I did a video on that. And those are doing well. Those have rooted, some Sansevierias, the elephant bush, things like that. The Christmas cactus. So those have all really rooted well. I'm glad that they, you know, survived the transport from through the mail. Now, before we go on to 2023 and my plans for 2023, I want to give you some idea of what my most popular videos were for 2022. Now, I did take a bit of a break in between there because I was in limbo of where I could film while living at my parents' house. I wasn't really filming, so I had a couple, if not 3 months there that I was not filming at all. But the channel kept going. The channel kept getting views and subscribers. And really, my most popular video for 2022 was the video I did in my balcony on how to drill holes in ceramic pots. That hands down was my most popular video for 2022, and people still comment on it and are appreciative of it. I had no idea that that little video was going to be so popular, but it was something that I had struggled with, and I figured out how to do it. So I figured, well, you know what? I'm going to share this knowledge with people and let them know that they can do it too. And in the end, it was a very popular video. So I'm really happy about that. And that was the most popular video for 2022. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about 2023 and what I've got planned. It's going to be a busy year, I'll tell you that much. But I did do a recent poll on my channel, on our community tab, asking you all for your votes on certain choices there that I gave you of what videos you wanted to see more of. You know, shop with me's, repotting, you know, those types of things. And I'll show you a kind of a picture here of what the poll results were as of this morning. And it's pretty much what I anticipated it to be. The Shop With Me videos are the #1 choice, and they always do well on my channel. I love doing them. You love watching them. So those will definitely continue being presented to you. But, you know, I will definitely mix in some other things. And I got some great suggestions too in the comments section of that poll. So I will be looking at that and taking those as suggestions and somehow seeing if I can work them into my content calendar to bring you more variety, because I don't want to be putting out the same thing, you know, week after week. I want to give you some variety and some good content. So I always appreciate your input on what you want to see. Okay. Now, I do have planned for the end of February, I think I may have mentioned this once before, but the end of February, I do have planned to go back to Arizona, back to Phoenix, to visit my parents. And, you know, I miss them so much, and my mom really wants me to come, and I'm going to be staying a full month. I'm going to be staying the whole month of March, actually. For various reasons. One is obviously to see them. My mom's birthday is the end of February. She'll be 82. And my dad's birthday is March 18th. And he'll be 89. So, you know, they are getting up there in age. And I am so blessed to have them still with me and have them in good health. They're both sharp as a tack minds, you know, thank you Jesus for that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing them. Now, during the month that I'm out there, I'm going to be busy visiting different locations, visiting different nurseries. While I'm in Phoenix, I'm definitely going to be visiting my good friend Eddie over at Plant Stand of Arizona. You know how much I love that place, and I have gotten so many wonderful plants from him over the last few years. So I will be visiting Eddie and checking out his location and see what he has, and I'm sure I'll be picking up a few things. And then also there's another great nursery right near my parents' home in Gilbert, Whitfield Nursery. I've always gotten some really good tropical plants from them there at their greenhouse. So I'll be visiting them also. And I'm sure picking up a few things too. Now, you say, well, Carmen, if you're starting to buy plants out in Arizona and stuff, how are you going to get them back home? But I have a plan for that. And what I'm going to be doing is the plants that I purchase, and I'm going to be very selective in what I do purchase. I will be mailing those back to me a day or so before I fly back to Florida. So they will arrive pretty much the day I arrive or shortly thereafter. And that is the safest way that I can bring them back here, because I don't want to bring them on the plane. I don't want to put them in my suitcase for sure. So mailing them express mail to myself back here to Florida will be the easiest way for me to get them back here. Okay. Now, while I'm there in March sometime, I do plan on renting a car and driving out to the LA area. Again, while I'm out there, I will take advantage of that time to visit some spots that I have been On my to-do list for the longest time, I want to visit an Armstrong nursery. I've seen quite a few videos of Shop With Me's at Armstrong nurseries, and they didn't have them in Arizona. They don't have them here in Florida, so I'm anxious to go to one. I'm also going to go to a small business, Mickey's Plants, Mickey Hargitay in Hollywood, I believe he is at. And he is the son of Jane Mansfield, and he has a wonderful nursery there in Hollywood with lots of tropical plants. I follow him on Instagram, and I will definitely be stopping there to visit him. Now, the other locations that I want to visit, possibly Rogers Gardens in Orange County, we'll see. That may be a little bit out of my way, but I do want to go to the Huntington Library in San Marino near Pasadena. I went there as a kid on a field trip, and then years later I went for a wedding there, and it is just gorgeous there. The gardens, the museum, the library. I love going to those places and, you know, taking in the artwork, spending some time in meditation and prayer. I love doing that, particularly by myself, and just spending that time with myself. So I will definitely be doing that. That's probably going to be an all-day affair for me. I may do the Arboretum in Arcadia. We'll see how time allows for me. But, you know, those few days that I'm in LA are going to be busy for me. The other thing that I have heard from you loud and clear that you want more of is Rosie. You guys love Rosie girl, and you just can't seem to get enough of her. And so, you know, Rosie Cam will continue, but there may be an addition to Rosie Cam, because part of the reason for my trip to Phoenix is to go pick up a very special little puppy named Georgie. And little Georgie is my Yorkshire Terrier that was given to me by my brother and his wife from their dog, from her litter. And he has a brother, Willie, that is my mom's dog, and they are there at my mom's house. I didn't bring Georgie with me on the trip out here because he was just a little puppy. He's a year old now, and I'll be flying him back with me to Florida.
Moments later.
Now, coming back to Florida, it will be the springtime, perfect time to visit some botanical gardens here in the area. I have a couple that I want to visit that are close by to me. First one is in Tampa, which is at the University of South Florida campus. Their botanical garden, I hear, is very nice. So I want to take a trip out there, a day trip out there, and video that for you. But there's also a place down just a bit south of me here in Lake Wales called Bach Tower Gardens. It's a really unique place. It has this huge ornate tower that has bells in it, but there's a certain way that these bells ring. I don't know all about it. I'm sure I'll find out when I get there, but they have a beautiful garden setting that I'm really anxious to check out. So that's going to be a really unique adventure too. So I'll be going to that also. Now, later on in the year, in September to be exact, down in Miami is the International Aeroid Show. And years past, I haven't gone because, you know, flying from Arizona to Miami was too much of a cost, too much expense. So I just didn't do it. But it's only a 200-mile drive for me now. So I am planning to do that in September. I think it's towards the end of September. And, you know, I hear it's a fantastic show, showcasing all the newest tropicals that are going to be hitting the market and some new hybrids and such. So I really would love to check that out and, you know, take you along and show you as well. So that should be fun, and that's in September. Now, so that's going to be a busy year for me as far as where I'm going to be going, you know. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit also about my wish list plants. I do want to add some other things to it. You know, I've really been after a squamiferum, a philodendron squamiferum. I had one sent to me imported from overseas. It did not survive, but I have seen them at Lowe's in the larger containers. So I think this year may be my year for getting a really good size philodendron squamiferum. So we'll see. But I also want to rebuild my Monstera collection with the Siltepecana that I had left from my mom, and a Peru, adding a Peru to my collection. I know those I can get through Costa Farms, I believe. So we'll see if I can find them at Lowe's or Home Depot or such, okay? But also the Scindaptus, I don't have any Scindaptus in my collection. I had an Exotica, I left it with my mom, but now thinking I probably should have brought that one with me. But anyways, I do want to get an Exotica back in my collection because those are just such beautiful plants and really good growers too. And also rebuilding my cactus and euphorbian succulent collection. I had such a collection out on my balcony, as you probably remember. And, you know, I gave many of them away, majority of them. I only brought a few with me and that are now out on my patio. So I do want to rebuild that look that I had in my balcony, you know, with the hanging succulents, trailing succulents, lots of cacti, you know, a good collection of euphorbias. I would love to get Euphorbia amic, the variegated and the green one. I really, really want to get those. I'll probably be able to find those at Plant Stand of Arizona. So I'll be on the lookout for those. But that's really the wish list. I don't, you know, other than those, there's not real specifics because, you know, I'm starting from almost from the beginning and rebuilding my collection. So it's going to be fun sharing those with. So there you go, friends. It's going to be a very busy year for me. But you know what? God is good. I feel that it's going to all work out, and you know, He's going to remove any obstacles from our way to get all of these goals done and those videos out to you guys. But I do want to take a moment, guys, and really just thank you from the bottom of my heart, because there was a time there last year that I wasn't really putting out videos. I was in limbo, living at my parents' house, not the best filming situation, and I just 2 or 3 months I wasn't putting out any videos. But the channel kept going. The channel kept getting views, it kept getting subscribers, and kept getting support from you. And so many of you reached out to me and, you know, asked how I was doing, you know, when was I coming back, and all of those things. And I appreciate that so, so much. That support, that encouragement that you showed me was really touching, and it meant a lot to me. I have, you know, met some wonderful people that I consider my friends here on this channel, and I have some of the most loyal subscribers out there, and I'm so, so appreciative of you guys and the support that you show my channel. So thank you so much, okay? So if you've enjoyed this video, friends, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, if it's your first time here and you're hearing about all these plants, subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that notification bell, because we've got a busy year ahead and you don't want to miss any of it, okay? Want to wish all of you a happy and safe new year, friends, a blessed new year, and I will see you in the next video, okay? Bye-bye now.